Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the upcoming pattern that looks very concerning. So first, taking a look at temperatures, we see it's going to be cooler for the east and warmer for the west, about average as you get farther north in the west, but very warm, maybe hot at times, for the southern regions of the southeast and the southwest, which will contribute to maybe some fire risk. There will be some fire risk for the southeast and Texas today and tomorrow from the dry temperatures and some winds. So taking a look at the temperatures. So we'll see that the cold temperatures getting down to 30s and 20s for the east coast and teens as you get farther north of the Great Lakes region. The European shows the warmer temperatures coming back to the west by 60-ish hours in, and then we see the system moving in with the colder temperatures moving out by Wednesday. And as you can see, it's going to be teens and 20s throughout the northern United States, but then that should be moving out as the ridge returns. And then taking a look at the GFS, we see a very similar situation. With the cold coming in, and for coastal regions of the mid-Atlantic, we could see all the way down to 30s and 20s, even freezing temperatures all the way down to the northern southeast region and Tennessee Valley. And then this will contribute to some snow showers and even lake effect snow, which is unseasonable for this time. And then we see this start to move out as the warm temperatures return with this next system. So then taking a look at the GFS, the models. So first, we'll look at the mesoscale first. So the NAM shows some thunderstorms for the for New England and the northern mid-Atlantic regions today. And the Weather Service is on board with this. And then we see snow showers moving in by the end of the weekend. And we see the bulk, we actually see the bulk of these storms in the southern New England region today. And then, but snow showers for Pennsylvania, New York, even West Virginia, and the Great Lakes. Looking at the HRRR, we see very similar thunderstorms today, non-severe at all, and then snow showers moving in to farther southeast by Sunday, and then the RGEM, a little bit more farther range. We see the snow showers moving in to the coastal regions by Monday, but mainly for the inland regions and the higher elevations getting some more snow. We see a low pressure system move into maritime Canada by Tuesday. And that should bring some substantial snow amounts. And then looking at the global models. First, looking at the European, we see no precipitation typing, but we see the storms and the rain, and then we get the new system moving in by Wednesday with the system trying to develop, maybe some light rain and fog with the warm front trying to develop and the cold front. And then here's going to be cold air, and then it's going to get pretty cold behind the system, driving the warmer upward, causing storms and the severe weather. And then looking at the GFS, it's slightly longer range for tropical tidbits, and we see rain and frozen. So we see this weekend it's going to be cold and then snowy, and then an ice storm potentially developing here, even through the Great Lakes region and the Mid-Atlantic. And then we see the severe weather risk for the Great Plains going into the Tennessee Valley, and then going into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and even the Southeast. So up and down, we'll see thunderstorm risk and then severe weather for this entire region. And then looking at, actually we'll go further than this, looking at the long range, we actually see a little bit quieter, and then we see a little bit of a southern slider. Colder temperatures return for the east, kind of mild for the west, and then we see this storm come in. Looks like it will be similar, but some severe weather impacts, but then we see it actually become more like a nor'easter system, and then there's only a little bit of snow because that would be impossible if it was all snow for this time of year because it's nearing April and we won't have enough cold temperatures to be all snow. We see quite a substantial line of storms offshore, but that's offshore, so thankfully we won't see impacts from that. Maybe some thunderstorm impacts for southern New England and the mid-Atlantic in the second week of April. And then we see another type of storm try to set up with even more snow for this region. So there's going to be quite a lot of snowstorms for this region over the next few weeks. And then we see another cold air. But like there's going to be a lot of wild temperature swings, some gradual temperature swings, a lot of precipitation, even some precipitation early for California. But take this for a grain of salt because this is very long range and probably this will change quite a bit even by later today or even tomorrow. This storm might not even exist on the model, so the farther we go, the less confidence we have. Then the icon, we see very similar. We see the snow showers and thunderstorms, and then the cold air. And then the system sets up, and we have quite a strong severe weather event and even outbreak for the southeast, Tennessee Valley, and Dixie Valley. And then this would probably show the storm impacts moving east. Taking a look at the total accumulated precip, we see quite a bit for the northwest, and then very dry here, with some fire risk in Texas. So this is through the next 3 weeks or so. So with Mexico and the southeast not getting any rain, that might even contribute to some fire risk there. But this is not very unusual since what we've been having for a while. We see a lot of precip here with associated with the snowstorms, and then we see a lot of rain, like a lot of rain for the east, and then this would be some snow early, especially in Maine and western New York and Pennsylvania, and then this rain could contribute to some impacts with flash flooding, not just the snow and severe weather. And then looking at the total snowfall, we see quite a bit for the interior northeast, and then minimal amounts for the coastal regions. The mountains will get like upwards of a foot or more, even down into West Virginia. The mid-Atlantic regions could see a shot of snow, and then 3 to 5 inches for Pennsylvania. And then taking a look at the western regions, all the higher elevations could see widespread 1 to 3 inches, and then for the Cascades we could see a foot or more, and the Rockies, the southern Rockies going into the northern plains, we'll see several snowstorms. Denver could be quite a hot spot, along with a lot of South Dakota and North Dakota going into Canada. But we see it's relatively dry as you go farther north into Canada. And then no snow for the southeast, of course. And then looking at the positive snow depth change, we see the snow showers, and then this snowstorm, the first snowstorm associated with the severe weather, and then we get into the long range here. We see another snowstorm, and the nor'easter, and then even another snowstorm. So this will be added on to what you already have, which is concerning. Severe weather. So we see a little bit of severe threat for New England and the northern mid-Atlantic regions today. Small hail and gusty winds possible, but non-severe on any level. And then for the extended range, we see less confidence for the European model and Cape, but more for the GFS. So the Weather Service seems to be siding with the GFS on this one. So with this system moving in, we have small storm risk for California and Idaho and eastern Washington and Oregon, as well as western Montana. And California will be receiving some rains, not too much, but definitely welcomed for this time of year. Then we see the 15% chance, which will amount to a slight risk as we get into days 1 to 3, which shows confidence in this upcoming system. Then even more so on Wednesday, which is very concerning, since last system we saw this for relatively the same region, maybe slightly southward than this, but we can see the storm risk heading as far north as the Ohio Valley, which is concerning. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a moderate risk on this day. We need to watch for several moderate risks upcoming. And we saw the same thing for Texas, the slight risk. So we could see an enhanced or even moderate risk by the time we get to day 1. And then Thursday we see this 15%. And this could shift north and south, expanding this. So I'd say slight risk possible in any of these regions as we see storms up and down the coast, even down to Florida. And this would be for Wednesday, and this would last into Thursday and Friday as we get out to the east as the storm system moving slowly. So for Wednesday, we see this 30%. That would translate to a enhanced risk. So we need to watch for that, which would be numerous severe storm reports, which is very concerning at this time. And then predictability too low for Friday and Saturday, but I'm confident that the storm risk will continue for those days. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center, we see no organized severe thunderstorm forecast, but we have a general thunderstorm outlook. We have about 10% for the east today, and that's quite a considerable chance, but non-severe and maybe scattered storms today. And then looking at the fire risk, that will continue with the southeast today in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, as well as Texas, and then relatively the same tomorrow with the just a slightly bigger area in Texas. But then predictability is too low. But as we get into days 1 to 3, we should be seeing some more some higher threat. Since usually beyond days 3 to 4, we don't see pretty much any fire risk forecast. Alright, getting into the overall forecast. So we see winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings associated with lake effect snow, very unseasonable for this time of year. We see fire, red flag warnings, which would be fire, and then some colder temperatures going all the way down to the southeast today. And then that would be going through early this week, going out for this next north system. And then dense fog for Texas. And then wind advisories with very dry humidity levels will contribute to this fire risk, especially as you go farther south. And then some wind for the west and even for Iowa and Illinois. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, so we see scattered showers and thunderstorms before 2 p.m. Cloudy throughout the day, maybe peaks of sunshine early. Then thunderstorms a little bit less likely through 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The daytime heating should kick in, and we see more scattered thunderstorms after 5 p.m. Heavy rain could be possible with some mild to moderate flash flooding. That's a slight risk for today. and then we see some windiness with small hail and some gusty winds associated with thunderstorms. As I said, rain. There could be quite a bit of rain, and then scattered showers tonight, getting really cold, and then as we get into Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be windy and cold, and then Wednesday it will start to get warmer, but still a little bit cold, and then Thursday into Saturday we have the storm risk, getting warmer, setting the stage for storms. So should be a nice week. Later in the week, cold, and then rain, cold early, and then rain later in the week. And then taking a look at the severe storm levels, just want to go over this. So the general thunderstorm risk. So that would be no severe expected. Marginal was isolated. Slight would be scattered possible. Enhanced would be numerous. So that's where we start to get into the high levels. And that's not too likely to occur much of the time. And then moderate is a rare risk, especially for later in the season. We see widespread severe storms likely, and then high risk is very rare. We see widespread severe storms expected. So we don't see that very often. And then looking at the flooding risk, for the next few days, we actually don't see any flooding risk. That's good, but we still could see some isolated spots of some rain, but like not expected to be too dangerous on the roads. But that will be pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Stay weather aware, and stay tuned for more.